Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at how to draw on the Procreate app on the class iPads. This might be a reminder of things you already know from Archie Gray, or it might be all new. First of all, you can wake up the iPad by tapping and dragging this handle. You'll see several apps in the bar at the bottom of the screen. We call this the dock. Each app has a picture that is used to identify the app. We call this image an icon. There are actually two versions of Procreate, one for drawing and one for animation. They both have similar icons. We want the icon with the black background and the sideways or horizontal stroke of rainbow colors. This is the drawing version of Procreate. There's also a larger Procreate icon that shows the last open drawing. Tap on either Procreate icon to open the app. This opens the gallery view that says Procreate in the top left, and sometimes it shows the last open picture. If your iPad shows a picture instead of the gallery, click on Gallery at the top left to open the gallery view. If the app says Procreate Dreams or is showing a timeline view, you open the animation version of Procreate. Close the app by dragging up from this handle and switch to the other version of Procreate. From the gallery view, on the top right, click on the plus icon to open a new document. In digital drawing apps, this is often called a canvas. Pixels are the smallest building block when we look at images on a screen. There can be millions of pixels put together to create an image. Procreate creates what are called raster or bitmap images, where each pixel is placed in a specific location. So if you make the image larger, it can look worse. And sort of see the pixels there. This makes it important to choose the largest size that you need at the start. There are several presets for the size. You can also tap here to choose all the settings yourself if you need something different. If I don't need a specific size, I usually choose screen size to use the size of the iPad. Tap on the size to create and open a new blank image. Across the top, we have a menu with different modes and tools. To start, we'll focus on the right side of the menu. Tap on the brush icon, switches to drawing mode. Tap, and then you can change the brush type. Tap on the left to change the brush categories. Tap on a brush to choose it, and then tap outside of the brush menu to close the menu. When you draw, most brushes are pressure sensitive. This means the stroke or line thickness changes when you press harder or lighter with the Apple Pencil. When you press lightly, lines are thinner. When you press harder, the lines or strokes are thicker. To make a straight line, draw the line and then hold without letting go to make the line straight. Once the line straightens, you can adjust the angle and size before you let go. To make more precise shapes, draw the shape and then hold without letting go. Again, once the shape corrects itself, you can adjust the angle and the size before you let go. Zoom in and out by pinching. You can also rotate. The overall brush size can be changed by dragging the top dial up or down. Up is bigger. Down is smaller. The lower dial changes the opacity. Up is more opaque, so it's not clear or transparent, and down is more transparent. If you don't like a stroke, tap with 2 fingers to undo. To redo, tap with 3 fingers. Or use the left and right arrows to undo and redo if you don't remember the gesture. The finger icon changes to the smudge tool. Like the brush, tapping on the smudge tool lets you change the brush for smudging. Drag across your strokes to smudge or blend them. Again, adjust the upper dial to change the smudge size. The lower dial controls the opacity or strength. The next icon is the eraser tool. It works just like the brush tool, but it removes color from the pixels instead of adding them. When using the eraser, tap on the eraser to change the brush type. Use the side dials to change the size or the strength of the eraser. Tap on the layer icon with these two overlapping rectangles to access the layers. In Procreate, drawings always have a background layer and at least one more layer. One of the most important parts of drawing or painting digitally is to keep each part of an image on its own layer. This makes it much easier to make changes or corrections later. Click on the plus icon to make a new layer. Layers on top, display on top. Layers underneath, display underneath. Make sure to tap on the layer that you want to use. To change the layer order, use your finger to do a long hold and then drag and drop the layer. You can drag a layer on top of another layer to put the layers into a group. Tap the arrow to open or close the group. Tap on the name to rename the group. And drag the group or layer to the left to be able to lock it, duplicate it, or delete it. That works for the layers as well. All right, tap on the little checkbox to hide the group or the layer, and check it again to show it again. And whenever drawing something new, use a different layer. So for a landscape, I might make one layer of the sky. I might make another layer for some clouds. Careful about where you're adding those layers. I might make one layer for the ground color, one layer for trees that are up close, one layer for the distance, and so on. And the circle icon over here shows the current brush color. Tap on the icon to change colors. You can change between several color views. You can also click on palettes to show preset groups of colors. You can click on the plus icon to create your own palette, either from some photos or files or from the camera, or to manually create it. Tap on the name to change the name. History shows the most recent colors. You can tap in a palette to add the colors that you want to add. Some artists like to put little swatches of their colors in the corner for quick access. To fill with a color, drag from the color icon and drop the color. This can replace the color in the spot that you dropped to, or it can fill a closed shape, or it can fill an entire empty layer. When filling a closed shape, drag the color over the shape like I just did, but don't let go. When the threshold displays, drag to the left or the right to control the threshold of the fill. So this makes the fill take up more or less space. Now I just filled on an empty layer, so I probably want to go over to the layer with my triangle. And now you can see how the threshold changes. When you're finished, to share an image, click on the wrench icon. This opens the drawing settings. For now, we're only looking under the sharing settings, so tap on share if it's not automatically there. There are a lot of different formats for different uses. We'll focus on static or non-moving formats to start. If you're backing up the image or want to work on a different iPad, then choose Procreate. If you want the image with layers and groups and you want to bring it into a different app, then choose PSD. If you're going to share or submit an image with a transparent background, then choose PNG. If you're going to share or submit an image with a solid background, then choose JPEG. JPEGs have the smallest file size but can't be transparent. Tap on the format you need and then click on the airdrop icon with the blue circles. We should already have airdrop turned on your computer, so you should see your computer's name and number in the list of other devices. If you don't see your computer's name, ask for help. Tap on your computer name. On the computer side, you'll click on Accept to save the image to your Downloads folder. Back in Procreate, tap on Done, and then X out to close the menu. Tap on the gallery to leave your drawing. Drag up the bottom handle to exit Procreate. If you swipe up, it will close. And if you just tap outside, it will minimize. And that's it for today.